Good morning to one and all. Today I'm going to start with a new topic which is known as identifiers. Can anyone say that what do you mean by an identifier? What do you mean by an identifiers? Identifiers are nothing but a name which is given to the variables. Okay, identifiers are nothing but that are the names which are given to the variables. Like example, if you're going to declare a variable, okay, some name you're going to give for that, like example sum, or you can give a count or number. These are the identifiers which we are going to call. Okay, next we have to, when you're giving any name, we have to follow some conventions that we'll look into it. First, it should begin with either letter or underscore or a dollar sign. Okay, identifiers, the sum either it should begin with a letter or a underscore or a dollar sign. Then it has to be followed by any number of letters, underscores or dollars or digits. It's left to that. Okay. Next, there is no limit on the length of your identifiers. Like example, if you're given only 3 letters here, you can write it some 10 letters, or you can write it some, you can extend it to till 26, or it can be anything. But maximum, so many, I mean, for the maximum times we are going to use a meaningful identifiers. So we are going to have a less number of characters in that. Next, the letters in the identifiers are case sensitive. This means, okay, like whatever the variables which you are going to give right here, those are the case sensitive. Like example, if you give SUM and SUM, capital S, capital U, capital M. These are the three different variables we are going to declare. It is an case sensitive. Okay, this is a different variable name, this is your different variable name, this is your different variable name. Why? Because the declaration of your variable names are different completely. So we are saying that it is distinct. So in the variables which you are going to declare in the JavaScript, which are case sensitive. Okay, this is all about the identifiers. Now moving to the reserved words. Reserved words in the sense there are some predefined keywords will be that you cannot be used in your program, like for declaring of your variables. Okay, like these are the some few keywords or reserved words which are going to used in the JavaScript. You cannot be used to declare these words as a variables, but the case sensitive can be changed. Next, comments. How we are going to write our comments in your JavaScript. The first one is 2 double lines. This is for your single line comment. 2 forward slashes, which we are going to use for your single line comment. Next, if you want to write a multi-line comment, then you need to put a asterisk symbol and this. Okay, forward slash, asterisk symbol, content, and asterisk symbol and forward slash. This will be used for your multiple line comments. Multiple line comments. At the same time, we have the embedded with your HTML. I have said in the previous class, I have said that our JavaScript can be embedded with your HTML. So at the time, if you want to give a comment, we can use less than symbol to hyphens this and any data, and we can give this. These are the comments which can be used, comments in your JavaScript. Is it clear for everyone? Is understood? Okay. Next, moving to the data types. This JavaScript defines two different types of entities. One is primitive, another one is objects, sorry. The primitive name means what it can be. Okay, primitive, they can have some different data types there are. Okay, it is a storing of your values. Primitives are nothing but once you have declared a variable, for that if you are going to store the value. Next, objects, where objects are going to used for storing the reference value. Okay, like suppose example, if you have created an object, for that memory location, if you want to store a reference value, then we are going to use an objects. Okay, now we will see under the primitive data type what are the different data types we are going to come. One is number, string, boolean, undefined, and null. Okay, one is number, string, boolean, undefined, and null. Second, for the objects, what are the different types we have? One is number, string, and the boolean. These are the three properties we have for your predefined objects, whereas coming for your primitive, we have 5 types. One is number, string, boolean, undefined, and null. Now we can see these objects what we have, which can be used for your wrapper objects. Okay, for this, which we are going to provide some methods and properties which can be used for your primitive types. Like for this, we can make use of the methods which are available in your wrapper classes. Can anyone say what do you mean by literal? What do you mean by literal? Students, nothing literal is nothing but the data which you are going to write it and you are going to assign for a variable. For that we are going to call it as an literal. Like example, in Java you are going to declare int a is equal to 3, where 3 can be called it as an literal, whereas coming to your string b is equal to hello world, where hw we can call it as in literals. Okay, the data which you're going to assign for a variable, for that data we are going to call it as an literals. Okay, now there are two types of literals. One is your integer part, number. For that number we are going to call it as a numeric literals. We can assign for number literals, we can numeric values. Next, for string literals, we are going to assign a sequence of characters. For string literals, we are going to assign a sequence of characters, and that should be within the single quotes or double quotes. For that, we are going to call it as an literals. We will see what are the number literals. So it can be like this, 10, 10.3, not only 10, it can be any number. For that, we are going to call it as an literals. For string, it can be anything, like either in the single quote or double quote, the data which is present in between the quotes, we are going to call it as an literals. We are going to call it as a literals. Yes, everyone have understood? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, there are some other primitive types which have specified then apart from number, string, and integer. We have boolean, value, and undefined. Boolean, null, and undefined. Most of the times everyone might be knowing what is a boolean. What are the values which are assigned for a boolean? Can anyone say what are the values which are assigned for your boolean?
0 and 1.
0 or 1. We can say that in the another way, which is true or false. True or false. Okay, and this can be compared with the variables, or it can be used in the assignment operator. Like example, this true or false will come with your in the if condition part, or else we can assign this true or false with the assignment statement, like b is equal to true. Like this also we can assign it. Okay, null value. What do you mean by null? If I want to assign this variable, if we have a variable called b, for this variable I have to assign a value called null. Null in the sense you don't have any value. For that, you can make use of a attribute, or it can, we have a reserved word which is known as null. Using that, we can assign a null value to your variable called b. Okay, and make sure that when you have assigned a null value to the any variable, that variable you cannot extract. Even though if you have extracted, and if you want to print any value from that variable, at the runtime it is going to show an error. Okay, suppose example b is equal to null I have written. I want to print the value which is assigned to the b. At that time, you are going to get a runtime error. No value. What I have explained, the same words which are there here. Have a look on it. Next, undefined. What do you mean by an undefined? Suppose example, if you have declared in explicitly a variable called, every time I'm using b, I'll call it as a count. Okay, you have explicitly declared a variable called count, but you have not assigned any value to this particular variable. Okay, for that it is known as an undefined. Okay, when you're not as, if you have declared a variable, for that variable, if you have not assigned any value, for that we are going to call it as an undefined value. Okay, and the second thing, if you try to access and if you want to display this on display on the browser, you are going to get a value called undefined. Undefined value will be printed on the screen. But whereas for the null, it shows an error. But for count, for an undefined, undeclared value for the variable, you're going to get an undefined value. Is it clear? Yes, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Same thing which I've explained now. Next, moving to the variable. First, if I want to declare a variable in Java, how you are going to declare a variable? Can anyone answer? Can anyone answer if I want to declare a variable in the Java, how I need to declare it? Yes. Int a is equal to 10. This is how you are going to declare a value in the Java. Whereas coming to your JavaScript, it is different. We are going to declare a variables using a reserved word called var. Using a var keyword, we are going to assign a variable var a is equal to 10, var b is equal to high. Like this, we are going to assign. Using a keyword called var, we are going to assign a variables. So we are going to assign a values for a variables. You can ask, sir, how will get to know that whether I have assigned integer, string, or float? At the runtime or a compile time, at the compile time, it is going to be extracted the value by knowing By extracting this value, it will get to know whether it is an integer type or a float type. At the compile time, it will going to get it out. So we can declare a variable using a reserved word which is called as var. Okay. Now, as I've said, that value of this variable can be anything, like declaring var a is equal to anything, you can declare it. It depends upon you how you are going to write your data, how you are going to assign a value for your variable. It can be numeric, string, or a boolean. These are the different examples which I'm showing here, how to assign a value for your variable. Either you can assign directly var a is equal to 10, or first you can declare a variables and then you can assign a values. Yes, it is clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Ramyashri,
Yes, sir.
Arpita,
Yes, sir.
Bakshi, Nachiket,
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Amruta, Yashwant.
So yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, fine. Now we will see one example. Notepad. Now we are going to will write a code. HTML. Closing of my HTML. Okay. Directly I'll write it an header part. The title, I'll write it declaration of variables. Close my title. That's it. Now what I'll do, I'll declare a body part. Body. Now here I'm going to declare, here I'm going to write a script part. Either you can write it in the header part or a body part. First I'll show you in the body part. So what I'll do, I'll write script type is equal to text bar JavaScript. After declaring. So the script declaration is done now. Now you have to define it. So what I will do, now I'll declare var a is equal to 10. Okay, now another one thing, var b is equal to 20.5. Var s is equal to hi, hello. Now, I have declared these are the values for the variables called A, B, S. Now, I'm going to print the values. If I want to print anything on the console in JavaScript, we are going to make use of in a different way. Document dot write, where we have a method called document dot write. In this, we are going to print the values. So directly you can write it A plus, in the double quotes, I'm going to declare a break line and I'll print it and I'll close it. That's it. This is how we can make use of it for printing of your statements. Control C. Control. Okay, here I'll do it B and here I'll write it C. Okay, now I'll save this code in the of HTML itself. So I'll create vars.html. Now I'll save it. So I'll go back to the program called SVIT Web Programs JavaScript vars. Okay. Now you can check it out. 10 and 25 we have printed. I'll look into it about the string. Sorry, it is not C, it is an S. Okay, I'll go back here and I'll refresh it. Now you can check it out. You have printed a value 10, 20.5 and hi, hello. Is it clear for everyone how to declare the variables and how to print the values?
Yes, sir.
Next, moving to your operators. What are the different types of operators we have in the sense? We have arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, post increment or increment and decrement. These are the 6 different types we have. First, we will look into your arithmetic operators. Hope everyone are familiar with this operators. So I'll just declare it and I'll show it to you. Like in the operator column, you can check it out, the different operators. In the center column, you can have a meaning of the operators. And in the third column, you can have a look on with the example of that particular operator. You can check it out here. I have written in this assignment operator itself. D is equal to minus C. It is nothing but D is equal to minus A. It's nothing but D is equal to D minus A. Okay, next. So hope, can anyone write a code for arithmetic operators to perform all the arithmetic operations in the script? It is very simple. Declare where A is equal to 10, where B is equal to 20, where C is equal to, write something. Okay, what you're going to do, C is equal to A plus B. Print it first. Next again, C is equal to A minus B. Print the value. That's it. You have to do only that part. This will be given it as a task assignment for everyone. The operators, everything will be an assignment for you. Relational operators. In the operator column, we have different types of operators. The center column, we are going to give an meaning of that particular operator. Here we have examples. Like example, A is equal to half 10, whether 10 is less than 4 or not. B is greater than 10. These are the shown it as in some different examples for that particular operators. Okay. For logical operator, we have 3. One is AND operator, another one is OR operator, another one is NOT operator. One is AND operator, OR operator, and NOT operator. Next, another one is another operators which are assignment operator. This is post increment or post decrement, pre increment or pre decrement. Okay. Now we have another type of operator which is known as conditional operator. Like we can call it as a ternary operator. The same way here we are going to call it as a conditional operator with the question mark. Condition, question mark, expression 1, colon, expression 2. Like example, if you have A is greater than B. Condition we have A less than B. A less than B. If A is less than B, I can execute the statements, expression 1 statements. If it is false, I can go for your expression 2 statements. Like example, if A is greater than B, like 15 is less than 20. Yes, it is true. So it will execute expression 1 statements like A is less than B, we can write it. In the expression 2, we can write it where B is greater than A, we can write it like this. Condition, expression 1 and expression 2. If this condition is true, immediately expression 1 will be executed. If not, if the condition is fails, immediately expression 2 will be executed. Similarly, like if else part. Hope everyone have understood. Yes, is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Do anyone have a doubts? Do anyone have a doubts? Hope everyone have understood, and then I'm moving to the next topic, which is known as string concatenation operator. Like if I want to concatenate two strings, then I have to make use of plus operator, like hi, hello, this is your one word, and another one is I'm good boy. This is your second string, which has been assigned to the variable called A and variable called B. Now I want to concatenate these two strings. Using your plus operator, I can easily concatenate these two strings. Like example, document dot write A plus B. That's it. And give a semicolon. So when you execute the statements, it is automatically going to concatenate of A with the B, and it is going to be printed on the console. Here we can check it out. We have a variable called first. I want to concatenate first the variable called first with the string. I want to concatenate the variable with string. Like variable we have called first, and its application is the string. I want to concatenate these two in the sense, just you have to declare the variable in between of your concatenation operator, and then you need to write it. Here you can check it out. First is equal to web technology. I have assigned web technology to the variable called first. Now I want to print this complete statement in the size of H3. In the heading 3 form, I have to print it. So first I have included header tag and plus I have whatever the declared variable first it is there, have specified here, again plus, and opening of your double quotes and its applications. Why? Because this is a string, so I have put it into the, or I have incorporated into the double quotes. Again plus and closing of your H3. Okay. Now we will see this execution. HTML. Directly I'll write a body this time. And now I'm going to incorporate your variables like var s is equal to, or else directly I'll write str is equal to web technology. This is my data which is assigned to the variable called str. Now I want to print this variable along with my string. So what I'll write it, document dot write open parenthesis. First I will assign str plus double quotes and its applications. Web technology and its application. I'll close this. I'll close and I'll semicolon. If I want to incorporate into the HTML tags, then again you have to write it in this way: document dot write. For every HTML tags, you have to put it into the double quotes. H3 plus str plus, you have to write now, and its applications. And now you have to close your string, and you have to use a concatenate operator, and then you have to make use of slash h3. Close. Okay. Now you can close your this and you can work on it. Now save your code with the HTML extension. So what I'll write it, var with string, I'll write it dot html, and I'll save the file. So I'll go back to the folder, I'll double click on it. Now you can check it out. Not even single person have said that what is a mistake I have done. JavaScript. You have to, whenever you're writing a JavaScript code, that has to be embedded within the script tag. Script. Close. Save it, go back to the code and refresh it. So now you can check it out: web technology and its application, web technology and its application. You have got your output. So web technology is a value which is assigned to the variable, and its application is the string. This is how we can concatenate the variable with the string. Yes, everyone have understood? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Likit,
Yes, sir. Understood.
Manisha, Shabana,
Yes, sir.
Shubham, okay, fine. We'll stop it here today and we'll continue in the next class.